everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I am bringing you another recipe by the Mudhustler, and if you have not been following Mudhustler, he is awesome. You can find him on Instagram, you can find him on WW Connect, and I'm pretty sure he has a website. I'll link that down below so that you can follow him as I do. Alright, so today we're going to be making banana bread. And I don't know about you, but right now I am in hyper focus mode to not let any food waste. So right now I'm trying to figure out different ways to use different things. And you all know that I buy a lot of bananas. I talk about it all the time. So today we're going to be using up three, I have them right here, 3 of our super ripe bananas. So I'm going to use these, and we're going to make some banana bread. So I'm going to turn you around. We'll talk about the ingredients that you're going to need. I am missing one ingredient. I'm hoping it doesn't make too much of a difference on the WW SmartPoints. But right now I don't have the other ingredient, and I'm not leaving my house to go find it. So I'll just use what I have, and next time I will make it exactly as it's written on the recipe. So with that said, let me turn you around and let's go ahead and get this recipe started. All right, so we're gonna get started. Just wanted to remind you, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me some comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. All right, so starting off, we're gonna talk about the ingredients we're going to use. So I have my Kodiak cake mix. It's just like a pancake mix if you haven't seen this, and I have a big huge, just like a huge box that I picked up at either Sam's Club or Costco. So we're gonna need 2 cups of that. We're gonna need 2 eggs, and I already cracked those here. We're going to need 1 cup of water. I'm just gonna slide our bowl out of the way for a minute. 1 cup of water. This is my Kodiak mix here. So let me start over. 2 cups of your Kodiak high protein mix, 2 eggs, 1 cup of water. We're gonna need 1 box of Jell-O sugar-free banana cream instant pudding, and that is here. And thank goodness I had this in my cabinet. Now he did say that if you don't have this, you can use vanilla, the sugar-free vanilla pudding mix. So thank goodness I had the banana cream, because I really wanted to try it with that one. We're gonna need 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and I have this ground cinnamon here from Costco. We're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar-free maple syrup. I have that here. And when they call for maple syrup, I always just use my pancake syrup, and I really have not had anything that tasted off when I did that either. We're gonna need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And we're going to need, and this is the ingredient I did not have, it called for 3 tablespoons of brown sugar alternative. I did not have that, so I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar and just hope that it doesn't change the points too much. Now this does come out to be 12 servings, and it is 2 WW points. I'm pretty sure that's all plans. So super excited. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. It's gonna bake for 30 to 40 minutes and cool for 5. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting this together, and let's get started. I'm super excited. If you can't tell, I'm like totally super excited about getting this recipe done. All right, I'm just gonna move some stuff here so that I have our bowl back front and center for you. There we go. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and open up, I've got a garbage bowl back here, open up our bananas and put those into our bowl. And then we're just going to go ahead and mash the bananas. It's so funny when they're when the bananas are super ripe, they take a little bit longer to peel because they just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's, because they're kind of a little stickier, if that makes sense. Oh, all right, just gonna pop that piece out here now that I'm thinking about it. Hopefully my arm's not in the way. Get this done. Last one coming. And again, if you have those ripe bananas, I know that you could freeze your bananas for smoothies, but I don't drink a lot of smoothies. And if you follow WW, then you know that if you blend fruit into your smoothies, I know I'm going to start a conversation here. If you blend fruit in your smoothies, your fruit actually then counts for points. So when you are building recipes in your app, scroll down to the bottom before you click create, and it's going to ask you, is this blended? Is the recipe blended? Just giving my hands a quick rinse. And if your recipe's blended, it will calculate points. So it does get kind of lofty. So use your best judgment as always. I tell you this all the time. So all right, so we've got this mixed in, or mashed. We're mashing our bananas. Mash, mash, mash. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so our bananas are in there. We're gonna go ahead and get all of our wet ingredients done first, I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put our eggs in, pop in our water. Just gonna give that a quick little stir. All right, so I think that's it for wet ingredients. Nope, I have to put in our fake sugar-free, what they call that, maple syrup. So this is my maple syrup. Got a 1/4 cup of that going in. Gonna lose my fork in that bowl real quick. All right, so I've got that in. The next thing we're gonna throw in is our brown sugar. And again, I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of that versus the 3 tablespoons that it calls for. That's 1, 2, set that aside. All right, next up, baking powder. So I want to make sure I got, it's 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So I'll throw that in next. That's where I'm going to lose that fork. All right, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. All right, I'm just gonna make a mess on my counter because I would rather do that than fish out that fork. All right, next thing we're gonna add in is our banana cream pudding mix. Sprinkle that in. Also gonna grab my whisk. Start to whisk this together. I think it might work out better this way. Oh, I gotta put my cinnamon in. Almost forgot that. All right, so for our cinnamon, we need 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. That's one of the tricks that I like. If you're baking and you don't want to forget any of your ingredients, have a alternate spot to set your stuff, especially if you already pulled your stuff out. If you have a different spot to move things to, then as you look around, you'll see if you've missed anything. I was looking around one more time to make sure that I didn't miss anything. All right, so I've got that in there. Next up, we're gonna add in our Kodiak cakes mix. And this should all come together pretty quickly. Okay, so as I'm mixing this, I'll tell you a quick story. So when I seen this recipe, I was super duper excited because A, I love banana bread, and B, Mudhustler's never, I mean, every time I've made one of the recipes, super good. So I got all excited and then I started looking and I'm like, I don't know if I have a butt pan. And lo and behold, I did have one. I finally remembered where I had stashed it because it's like one of those things that you just don't use that often. So you just don't think about it. All right, I'm gonna give this a quick cleanup over here and then we will get it poured in our pan. Hold please. Okay, so I have my butt pan here, and again, super excited I remembered I had that because I really thought I was gonna have to do something different. And if you don't have a butt pan, my backup plan was to either use my mini muffin pan or just to use a, I have a mini loaf pan as well. So you can change this up, I mean, or you could just use a regular bread pan, I'm sure. But I really like the thought of, you know, finding a new way to use my butt pan because it's one of those things that you have, but you don't use it that often. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this with some nonstick cooking spray. All right, that looks pretty good. And the cooking spray that I'm using today is just the Walmart brand butter flavored cooking spray. So we're gonna go ahead and try to safely get this into our butt pan. I have swapped out my whisk for, I want to call it a spatula, but it's not a spatula. It's a, that's so funny. I'm trying to like talk and work and concentrate, and I can't think. So let me get this in here first. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this around a little bit. And there we go. Still can't remember what it's called. Is that bunny? All right, so I'm gonna pan you down just so you can see it. All right, so we've got it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes. And when that's done, I'll come back and I will give it a try and let you guys know what I think. So hang tight, can't wait, super excited. 2 SmartPoints, can you believe it? Okay, we're gonna pull this baby out of the oven. Look at that. Ooh, it looks perfect. All right, we're gonna let this cool for 5 minutes and then we're gonna turn this, we're gonna take it out of the pan and turn it onto a cooling rack. That's the word. I'm telling you, I am having problems with my words today. All right, so, oh, it smells amazing in here. All right, are you excited? I'm super excited. All right, so stay tuned. We're gonna let this cool off. Okay, so here is always the test. If I did my job right, the only thing that I should have to do is loosen the bread from the pan using a butter knife, which you can hear me grabbing. So I'm just gonna loosen that a little bit here. And if I sprayed my pan properly, this should pop right out for me. Now, does this always happen? Nope. Sometimes I don't do it right or I don't spray it enough or whatever. But I always take my rack and I always put it over the pan. And that way all I have to do is flip it. And if I did it right, which today I did, there we go. Oh, look. So excited. All right, so we're gonna let this finish cooling down. I cannot wait to try this. I'm gonna give you a closer look. How does that look? Looks so yummy. All right, so I'm gonna save you from my silliness because I'm super, super stoked. I love when I try something new and it turns out the way it's supposed to. All right, so stay tuned. I will let you know how this is when I try it in just a few minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try, and here we go. It's super good, like super good. You can taste the banana in there and the cinnamon. The cinnamon you can really taste. Just the right type of, just the right amount of sweetness. So good. All right, so this one, thumbs up. I think this one's a winner. All right, so I just wanted to pop back on really quick and just let you know you're gonna wanna let this bake for about an hour, like 60, 65 minutes. Keep an eye on it. When I tried it, I must have hit just the right spot because mine was fine, but when I went to cut another piece, it was still not completely done. So I put it back in the oven hoping that I can save it a little bit more. But I don't know if it's because it was in the bundt cake pan or if, my oven's usually spot on. So again, just make sure that you bake it long enough. Double check it with a toothpick just to make sure that it's done all the way through. But again, the flavor's phenomenal. So you can't go wrong. I think that maybe if you threw them into a muffin tin, they would cook a lot quicker and you probably wouldn't have this issue. But again, it's back in the oven. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but I just wanted to let you know before I stop the video so that you wouldn't, kind of run into the same issue that I did. So hope that helps. All right, so I hope that you give this one a try. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and we will see you next time.